I've got a smile on my face and I've got four walls around me. I've got the sun in the sky, all the water surrounds me. I may win now, but sometimes I'll lose. I've been battered, but I never bruised. It's not so bad. And I say, hey, 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 it's just an ordinary day, and it's all your state of mind. At the end of the day, you've just got to say it's all right. Janie sings on a corner, what keeps her from crying? Let them say what they want, she won't stop trying. Oh, you know, she might stumble if they push her around. She might fall, but she'll never lie down. It's not so bad. And I say, hey, 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 it's just an ordinary day, and it's all your state of mind. At the end of the day, you've just got to say it's all right. We sometimes feel sorrow. It's a double-edged knife, but there's always tomorrow. Don't you know? It's up to you now if you sink or swim. Just keep the faith and your ship will come in. It's not so bad. And I say, hey, 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 it's just an ordinary day, and it's all your state of mind. At the end of the day, you've just got to say, I say, hey, 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 it's just an ordinary day, and it's all your state of mind. At the end of the day, you've just got to say it's all right. It's all right, it's all right. I've got a smile on my face and I've got four walls around me. Yeah. Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. That was a good way to start the day. That's a song that I discovered, and that was from a Canadian band, a Newfoundland band called Great Big Sea. I've always loved that song. It's when I lived in Canada, of course. That's when I found that song. So good morning. Welcome to our spiritual community here at Unity of Tucson, where we are here to celebrate love. I'm Reverend Jonathan Zenz, the senior minister here, and what a joy it is to have you join us this morning. Let's remind us all of our vision here at Unity of Tucson. It is that we envision a place of peace, beauty, and power where spiritual principles are taught and practiced within an ever-growing and dynamic congregation. And here come the faces of some members of our congregation. Let's work together to spread love by knowing that we are love. And this month's theme is multiplicity from unity, which means that everything comes from the one and we express in magnificent, unique ways. Emerson said, to be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. So let's commit to being ourselves this week and this month. Hold on to me as we go, as we roll down this unfamiliar road. Although this weight is stringing us along, just know you're not alone. I'm gonna make this place your home. Settle down, it'll all be clear. Don't pay no mind to the demons, they fill you with fear. The trouble, it might drag you down. If you get lost, you can always be found. Just know you're not alone. I'm make this place your home. Settle down, it'll all be clear. Don't pay no mind to the demons, they fill you with fear. The trouble, it might drag you down. If you get lost, you can always be found. Just know you're not alone. I'm gonna make this place your home. All right. So yes, once again, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to our beautiful Sunday morning. We are a spiritual community here practicing practical tools to create a better life for each and every one of us. And it is my belief that we can precipitate our own spiritual evolution. That is what I'm here to teach. That we can engage and precipitate spiritual evolution, and spiritual evolution leads to the evolution in the world of form so that we are creating better lives for ourselves. That's really the whole point and purpose of, involving ourselves in this spiritual philosophy. So that is what we are here to do. That is what we are here to celebrate. And I'm so grateful that you've decided to spend your Sunday morning with us in this virtual paradigm, which we are still experiencing and will continue to experience for a little while. Let's begin by understanding the words of our mission here at Unity of Tucson, and let's connect with these, not just say them by rote. It's going to come up on your screen. Let's read this together. Within the principles of unity, we are a ministry of love, inspiration, learning, wholeness, acceptance, and joy that empowers all people to embrace their divine nature. My nature is divine. Your nature is divine. Our nature is divine. The mission is a practical way to engage the vision, and the tenets of the vision of ministry that I carry with me in my heart, they are simple, and as I always say, they are as easy as we decide for them to be. There's going to be a little bit more about how to engage with ease today. They are these tenets: love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. And in remembering who you are, I know a truth about you. I see a truth about you. I understand deeply a truth about you, and it is that you are love, you are light, you are life, you are magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. I'm going to invite you to take a few moments to awaken to your own magnificence, allow yourself to practice that, and share that magnificence. Reach out on the chat function of this video, whether you're watching live on Facebook or on YouTube, or even if you're watching on the replay. Reach out, let people know that you are part of this community. And in acknowledging this community, remember that we are a family, and it is a family that are watching with you today. So let people know their own magnificence in your own unique method and way right here and right now. And I do want to acknowledge everyone who's in the room here helping support this virtual paradigm and say, I see you, I recognize you, and I know that you are magnificent. Grateful to have you here, of course. These magnificent musicians, magnificence all around. And our guest today, I'm going to do an introduction later, but this is our guest musician today, Heather O'Day. I know that you are magnificent. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, thank you. As those messages of love and light proliferate through the chat function, I'm going to encourage you to allow yourself to take a few moments as we lead into a quieting time. Feel the energy of those messages. Let yourself relish and luxuriate in those messages. And in your own time, when it's safe and comfortable for you, I'm going to encourage you and invite you to close your eyes if you'd like, and allow yourself a few moments to settle into the breath. Simply relaxing into an acknowledgement of the breath, recognizing that it is a perfect representation of the infinite circulation of all life. I'm going to read this month's affirmation, a new affirmation for the month of August, and allow yourself to hear it and let it serve as a mantra during this time of centering. The affirmation is this: I shine as a complete and uniquely identified one of the infinite source. I shine as a complete and uniquely identified one of the infinite source. Gently allow yourself to take in those words, to see how they feel for you, to see what they do for you. I shine as a complete and uniquely identified one of the infinite source. Let yourself be with those words for just a few moments.
Love renews, yes, love renews Love is a healer. Oh, yes, it is. Love loves to love. Love loves to love. And we'll keep on being loved. Keep on being loved. And this is its holy way. So trust love. Trust love. Trust God. That love is everywhere. And we are here to be the perfect givers of love and receivers of love. And love will have the final word. No one ever loses when one trusts love. To love is to live within the holy breath of God. Love is the essence of the Spirit that is known by always giving. Love always sees the truth beyond the appearance that we're showing. Love judges not, and love renews. Yes, love renews. Love is a healer. Oh, yes, it is. Love loves to love. Love loves to love. And we'll keep on being loved. And we'll keep on being loved. This is its holy way. So trust love. Have faith in love. Trust God. That love is everywhere. And we are here to be the perfect givers of love and receivers of love. And love will have the final word. And love will have the final word.
Thank you, Heather. We are here to be the perfect givers and receivers of love. Just allowing myself to resonate with that today. I'm going to invite Laura to join me. It's good to have you back, Laura.
Thank you.
Nice to see you. Yeah. In sharing this love and deepening into our understanding of what love is, that infinite creative source, that infinite creative energy from which all experience springs forth, we engage in this practice, this ritual each week called Lighting the Flames of Faith. And we do this in order to honor the faith traditions of the world and understand that each and every one of them is rooted in love. That is what we know for each candle that we light. And so we light a candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light a candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light a candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light a candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light a candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light a candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light a candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the divine will of love as the highest calling. We light a candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light a candle for all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. We light a candle for all those who are as yet unaware of the power and presence of Spirit in their lives, and for the space that we are holding for them, and for all faith traditions unnamed in this ceremony. And this final candle we light is a candle which represents the healing of any circumstance that requires divinity to be revealed, for that is the true nature of healing, the revelation of the divine God energy at the core of all things. That energy is love. And so let us reveal that. This is your candle for whatever is in your mind and in your heart that requires the light. Thank you. The candle here to your left is our peace candle, and we keep the peace candle consistently illuminated with the understanding that its consistent illumination is the reflection of the consistent illumination of peace in our hearts. And we honor this candle by spreading that peace at the core of each and every one of us. So let's do that, and let's read together the prayer for world peace. Again, let's tap into how this feels for us as we speak these words together. Divine love indwells each person and radiates from one to another. Harmony is established, and peace begins to reign in the world. Well, we have quite a treat today. Our guest musician today, you know, I read this. I took this from your website. I read this and I can't believe that you have been in the business for 30 years because you don't even look 30 years old. Oh, this is not what you need. I'm going to put this over here. But our guest musician is a 30-year veteran and in a wide array of music and acting genres. But it's not until, I love this, it was not until joining the family at the Sonoran Desert Center for Spiritual Living and realizing the magic and influence of posse musicians like Karen Drucker. We did some Karen Drucker, we're doing some Karen Drucker today, Janice Stanfield, Daniel Nahmod, and Michael Gott, that she began writing her own songs. A rocker at heart, love that too. Heather has sung alongside artists including Alice Cooper, Pam Tillis, and the Billy Bob Thornton Blues Band. She is thrilled to play her beloved guitars with her partner, drummer Stephen Anthony, and their band Mass Transit. And I am so thrilled to have her join us here today. Please welcome Heather O'Day.
Well, thank you, Reverend Jonathan, so much. This is a real honor to play this music for you. And what an honor to play alongside this fantastic band. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Looking forward, looking back, keeps your heart and mind in lack. A single-minded vision sets the heart free. Busy hands, a busy mind, you won't hack you half the time. But you find that if you close your eyes and breathe, and like a butterfly embracing all its beauty, from a chrysalis of shame you will awake. Just be still and know that in that present moment, the universe will show you the right road to take. Fill yourself with faith and overcome your fears. In that conscious unity, if it's to be, it's up to me. Everything you need has always been right here. And just like a moonbeam dancing on the water, your imagination casts a shining net. You were born to create and you can't help it. We are all one spirit manifest. Don't miss your miracle. Don't miss your miracle. It all is possible if you trust and believe that miracles are made by you and me. Don't miss your miracle. Don't miss your miracle. It all is possible if you trust and believe that miracles are made by you and me.
Glorious, glorious. Thank you so much. They can find you. Where can you be found?
I can be found on a typical Sunday. I can be found at the Sonoran Desert Center for Spiritual Living in Amato, but you can also find me online at heatheroday.com.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. What a magnificent song. Don't miss your miracle. Don't miss your miracle. What a great message. Oh. I love that message too, because as I sat and listened and absorbed the song, it really made me think of this idea. Let us not miss our miracle, and understanding too that we are, each and every one of us, miracles. And when we come to understand this more deeply, it really opens up all of life. We are, each and every one of us, miracles unto this thing called life. And the expression of life, what a miracle that is. What a magnificent miracle that is. So don't miss your miracle, because you are the miracle. In fact, I'm going to encourage each and every one of you to go look in the mirror and recognize the mirror. Not right now. Keep watching. But do take time to look in the mirror and remind yourself of the miracle that you are. Do that this week. This month, as I mentioned earlier, the theme of the month is multiplicity from unity. And, it's a mouthful, multiplicity from unity. What it means is that all that exists, everything that exists, everything that is the multiplicity. And all of it is blossomed from one source, from one unified wholeness, from one unity, from one conscious first cause. And we've been talking all around that today, that conscious first cause. I believe, this is at least what I have come to understand in my life, I believe that conscious first cause is love. And that's actually what the traditions of the world teach, that at the core of everything that exists is one thing and one thing only, and that is love. That's why I do the Flames of Faith ceremony, honoring that truth, that everything is born from love, and everything that exists is love, and everything is expressing in their own unique, identified way as love. And we are many facets of one jewel. But that core, the source of all of it, is love. It's a fundamental premise. It is fundamental to our understanding, but it can be challenging for some as well. And the challenge is in this. The challenge can be that we can be going through our lives and having the experiences of life, and we can intellectually know that we are love, and we can see all of the things in the world of form that are happening all around us. We can perceive that things are happening to us that don't feel so good. And so the challenge is to keep ourselves in the place of remembering who we are at all times. The challenge is rooted in an unwillingness to review the beliefs that keep those things in place. I love this, we've all heard it. What you resist persists, right? We've all heard many spiritual teachers say that. What you resist persists. And so it is up to each and every one of us to look at the beliefs that we are holding in place and making a determination if those beliefs are keeping us in a place of resistance to the notion of knowing who we are, which is love, or if they are feeding that deepest understanding. Because if we are resistant to understanding that we are love, we are going to keep that resistance in place. It will persist in our experience, and we will keep forgetting who we are. So the question becomes, are our beliefs serving us? Are our beliefs serving us? Can we look at our belief system, which I often refer to as our BS because it can be. Can we look at our belief system and find beliefs that may serve us better? That's the whole point and purpose of this spiritual practice, is to really look at what are the things that we've taken on as core beliefs in our mind and in our heart that keep showing up as our experience, and are those things serving us? I had a real resistance for a long time to looking towards Scripture as part of my spiritual practice. I had a resistance to it, not because I thought there was anything wrong with it. It's just that it was not part of my paradigm, and it was something that I had seen used against me in my life, and so I did not understand that there might be value in it. So what I resisted persisted. I kept being fed with these messages from Scripture that were seemingly to press me down. But boy, what a magnificent journey I have been on to open myself up to the metaphysical Bible, to really open up to the understanding that the Bible is metaphysical. It's not history, and it goes beyond metaphor. The Bible is metaphysical. It is beyond the physical. The stories in the Bible, each and every one of them are our stories. Every character in the Bible represents an aspect of us. We are Adam. We are Eve. We are Moses. We are Abraham. We are Jesus. We are all of it, and so much more. This is true of any sacred writing. This is true of any sacred scripture. They are metaphysical in their understanding. And you know, the challenge is that trying to express the metaphysics in language itself limits the experience and expression of it. And so part of our work is to look at those sacred scriptures, to take them on, to look at them and say, ultimately, how does this make me feel? What is it that I feel? How do I react and reflect upon the truths in my own life in relationship to what has been presented before me? Because we are all facets of the one, and so every single person we encounter is a reflection of some truth at the core of our heart, at the core of our being. All inspired wisdom, all of it, does the same thing. It is all reflective of and expressing as love. It reflects the aspects of our own multiplicity, our own uniqueness, our own infinite identity. And so let us begin today, let us choose today to step away from any place where we may have judged prior these things in our life. Because somewhere rooted in that judgment is you know what? You ever experienced like a button that people can push? Have you ever experienced that? One thing I like to remember is that I'm the one who installed those buttons within myself on some level. I may have done it below the level of awareness or at the level of awareness, but the fact that I get pushed is a reminder to me that there's something at work in my mind and in my heart that is resistant. So let us step away today from a fear of judgment. Let us step away from letting those things trigger us. Let us step away Because when we step away from the judgment, when we step away from those triggers, when we step away from the fear of something outside the self having any dominion or effect over us, we actually open ourselves up to fullness. We open ourselves up to fullness. How can we accept this fullness at the core? It's in today's talk title. The message today is Get It Together. When I sent the talk title to Freddie in the middle of the week, I wrote it out, sent him an email from my little vacation that I was taking in the Verde Valley, and I wrote, the message this week is Get It Together, capital I, capital T. Do note that the I and the T are capitalized, and that is on purpose. Because the IT for me means infinite truth. We can individually get infinite truth together in our lives. We can experience and express infinite truth as ourselves. So it works individually, it also works collectively. We can get infinite truth together. Together we can get infinite truth. Isn't that why we come together to join in spiritual community, to understand something is at work that is greater than we are, and yet we are that which is, and there is no separation, and we have dominion over everything that expresses and experiences in our lives. So to get it together, our work is to embody the infinite truth. And that's what I want to express today. I have 4 steps. Today I have 4 steps to embody infinite truth. There are actually many, many ways to do it. There are many practices, but today I'm going to focus on 4 ideas. Number 1, recognize simplicity. Recognize simplicity. There is absolutely nothing complicated about God. There is nothing complicated about God. There is nothing complicated about Source. There is nothing complicated about the infinite. What makes it complicated is the way in which we overthink it, overthink our relationship to and as it, and create ways in which it feels overwhelming and unattainable. And so the first step towards this infinite truth is to recognize ultimately that it is simple. At the beginning of the celebration each week, I say the tenets of my vision and ministry are simple, and they are as easy as you decide for them to be. That's what this is talking about. If we can simplify our lives to an understanding, and I've simplified it through the work that I've done with my mentor and the many people in my lives that have been spiritual leaders for me, to love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. If we are engaged in those 3 things simply, without overcomplicating them, then we actually begin to step forward and attain that spiritual evolution that I keep talking about. Keeping our minds rooted in the premise of simplicity, let us move through life easefully and experiment with our experience. If we stepped forward with this notion in mind in every activity and truly made this a practice and did not allow ourselves to fall off the practice of it, because we do that sometimes, stepping forth, keeping clear that God is all there is in every activity, in everything we do, that will help us simplify our lives. Remembering that God is all there is the third part of that tenet of ministry that I carry with me. Remember who you are. You are the miracle. Keep pouring the good. Keep pouring the God into mind, and let us clear out everything that is seemingly unlike it. You know, I think about last December 29th, we didn't do a burning bowl celebration. We did the dissolving bowl. We had this special paper that dissolves in water because we felt in the space that I was serving in for Tucson, we thought it was too compact to safely have any kind of open flame. I won't make the joke this time. Okay, I will make the joke this time. open flame. But we had this bowl of water. And as people put in whatever they wrote on their special piece of paper and they dissolved it, right? What I talked about is that if we kept pouring water into that bowl and let it overflow, eventually all of that muck, all of that stuff would clear itself out of the bowl. And that is pouring the good, pouring the God into that bowl and letting it overtake and let go of everything that is not necessary in that bowl. So our work is to pour the good, pour the God, pour the love into our mind, our use of this infinite consciousness. Keep pouring it in as a practice at all times, reminding ourselves who we are, that we are the expression of love only. And when we understand that, we can forgive everything. I was a student who loved to make all of this stuff very complicated. I was so good at over-intellectualizing God, over-intellectualizing the good. And as I continue to distill the premise, what I find is this: God is, I am. That's what it keeps coming back to. God is, I am. God is, I am. So that's number one, recognize simplicity. Number two, appreciate clarity. I talked about clearing, right? Letting it clear out. Appreciate the clarity that comes from that simplicity. If you let your mind do its perfect work and step out of the way, because boy, can we get in our own way. If you step out of the way, the mind will do its perfect work, because there is that intuitive knower in each and every one of us. One of the ways that we can appreciate clarity is to recognize and know that clarity is always at play in our heart, in our mind, and as we experience life, if we have the willingness to truly listen, we will hear a clear response in everything. What is that response? I would say that response is both a voice and a feeling. If I am stating something in my life, let's say I experiment with affirmations this week, and let's start with the affirmation, I am love. In all I think, say, and do. That's a great affirmation. I am love in all I think, say, and do. As we state that affirmation out loud, and this is going to be part of I'm going to just say, write affirmations this week. This is homework. Write affirmations this week. What is an affirmation? Well, let me tell you. An affirmation is a positive present tense statement, usually beginning with I am. I am love. I'm going to simplify it to there. I am love. As we state the affirmation out loud, what is that voice at the back saying? Can you hear that voice? What does it feel like to state that affirmation out loud? Does it feel good? Does it feel not quite right? Check in. Allow yourself to be vulnerable in the listening to and as your voice. Let yourself have the opportunity to clarify. Live in the appreciation of clarity. Pay attention. Is there a physical response? What is that physical response telling you? Because all of it, everything flows forth as the expression of infinite divine power. And so if we are saying something out loud, if we speak an affirmation out loud that is resistant to some belief that we have impressed upon our mind, the body, we will know. We will feel it. There will most likely be that voice in the back of our head that says, I don't think so. So work this week to appreciate clarity. Number 3, redefine your desires. Redefine your desires. Look at your life. Look at the desires you have stated in your life. What is working? What doesn't work? Are you willing to be completely honest with yourself about those things? whether you desire it or require it. And there is a difference. Do you desire things in your life or do you require things in your life? It's entirely up to you to make those determinations. You can want what you want. That's fine. You need what you need. That is natural. But the thing to start to look at are these things in conflict? Only you can determine that and make appropriate change. So redefine your desires and determine if they're actually requirements or not. Let's face it, I require food, I require oxygen, I require light, I require love. What I choose to do with the life I am living, that is rooted in desire. So what do I choose to be in any moment? Ask yourself that question. What am I choosing to be in any and every moment? And this right here, right now, this is it. This is the only moment to be fully present in the here and now. Ask yourself, what do I choose to be right in this moment? Am I choosing to be a human being or am I choosing to be a human doing? What are my requirements? What are my desires? And another fourth way to deeply engage the infinite truth is to reduce your possessions. And it's not maybe what you think. Yet the outcome of what I'm about to talk about will be reflected in the world because that is the nature of mind. It is always reflected in the world all around us. What do you want your world to look like? What do you think it looks like? What are you possessing in mind? Because that's the possession I'm talking about letting go of. Reduce your possessions in mind that are not in service to your most magnificent life. What it is you hold on to in mind, what you hold on to in mind becomes the expression of your life. What do you continue to possess mentally that does not serve you? It can be anything, and there's no way for me to know. Only you can make that determination. Only you can understand what that is. If you're not sure, if you are not sure what it is in your life that you don't want, take the time this week to get clear. Take time this week to get clear. I have a relationship to a thing that happened in my past when I was in an abusive relationship. And I knew at the core that this was something I did not want. And yet there was so much that I felt I benefited from that relationship that was all stuff. It was all possessions. It was all stuff in the world of form that I would surround myself with, and because it made me feel better. Because I had a misunderstanding of what it was to feel good in my life. And so I surrounded my stuff. I valued form over my mental construct, and so I kept collecting things. As soon as I was willing to let go of the possession of that relationship in my life, what happened, interestingly enough, is all of that stuff that was in my life disappeared. All that stuff that I thought I valued, it all went away. When I ended that relationship, I went away for a week, and when I came back, I literally came back to a completely empty apartment. And it was one of the first spiritual lessons I ever had, was to deepen into my understanding that it was my mind that kept those things in place. And so when I let go of my possessing of that relationship, all of that stuff had to go. It had no way to maintain itself in my experience. I also learned from that there are no victims, there are only volunteers. So, release those possessions. Release those things that don't work. What is your choice? What is your choice? The choice today is to let yourself get infinite truth together. Get infinite truth together in your own life. You are unique. You are magnificent. You are a miracle. You are individualized God, and you have dominion over all things in your life. You must make the decision. Those decisions become expressed as your life, and I think it is time for us all to get it together. Namaste. As our magnificent musicians make their way back up to the platform, I'm going to invite you now to reflect on a kernel of truth, an idea that you can walk away with today. I'm going to remind you of those 4 things. Recognize simplicity, appreciate clarity, redefine your desires, and reduce your possessions. That's the homework this week. Let yourself find what resonates with you that you can work on, and know that you have the power because you do have dominion over your experience of life. Let yourself settle into the truth of love right here and right now. Let it be fully present in your heart right now, right here in the stillness.
In the stillness of this moment, I feel peace. I feel peace. In the stillness of this moment, I feel peace. I feel peace, and I rest and trust and breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment I feel peace. In the stillness of this moment I feel joy. I feel joy. In the stillness of this moment, I feel joy. I feel joy, and I rest and trust and breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment, I feel joy. In the stillness of this moment, I feel love. I feel love. In the stillness of this moment, I feel love. I feel love, and I rest and trust and breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment I feel love.
Thank you. I'm going to invite you to settle into your heart with gratitude in this moment, and let that gratitude allow you to step into the experience of giving as we move into our offering. There are many ways to support Unity of Tucson, the work that we are doing here, and the magnificent message of love and light and life and that we are spreading. You can give online by going to unitytucson.com and clicking on the links there. You can use your debit or credit card on our regular thing, or if you've got PayPal, there's a PayPal link there as well. You are also invited to telephone the office during our regular office hours, Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., Monday through Friday. I can't even get it right. I'm going to say it correctly this time. You can phone the office during our regular office hours, Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Did I get it right? Yes, I'm getting yeses. And we can take your debit or credit card over the phone. You can also send in a check, and our address, all of that is in the description of this video as well. Why do we give? Because we do want to be here. We root ourselves into the understanding that money is God in action, and that giving and receiving are the exact same thing. And when we keep in the flow, we keep ourselves in that state of love. So let's honor the givingness of this moment by reading together the divine givingness statement. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I joyously contribute to my spiritual center, knowing that it goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless, and returns to me multiplied abundantly. I thankfully acknowledge God as my source. So we're going to sing this song while you participate in giving. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I'm so grateful, grateful, grateful. I am so blessed, we are so blessed, we are so blessed. We are so grateful for all that we have. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. We're so grateful, 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 grateful. We are so blessed. I trust that Karen Drucker will appreciate a different take on that song. Well, I want to say thank you to everybody who made today's celebration possible. I want to say thank you to Wally and Don for ensuring that we are able to have the technical support we need to get us out into this virtual paradigm. I want to say thank you to Laura for helping light the candles today and for keeping the space. I want to say thank you to this magnificent band, and I especially want to say thank you so much to you, Heather O'Day, for bringing your magnificence to share with us today. What a joy. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for being present here, watching with us today, celebrating with us today, and joining with your spiritual family today. As we complete our time here, I invite you to share with me the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds me. I am that light. The love of God enfolds me. I am that love. The power of God protects me. I am that power. The presence of God watches over me. I am that presence. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever God is, I am. And so it is. Amen. Now there is peace on earth, for it has begun with me. Now there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Now we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Peace has begun with me, and this is the moment now. With every breath I take, this is my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Thank you, God, for peace on earth, for it has begun with me.
The truth has been spoken, the songs have been sung, our hearts have been opened, together as one. Center of creation, we are divine congregation, we are no separation, we are, here we stand, the power of one hand in hand, we shine like the sun, here we stand, together as one family, here we stand. The truth has been spoken, the message received, our hearts have been opened to what we believe. Center of creation, we are divine revelation, we are no separation, we are, here we stand, the power of one hand in hand, we shine like the sun, here we stand, together as one family, here we stand, here we stand, here we stand, here we stand.
Make it a magnificent week, everyone.